Hi, my name is Andy Montoya, and welcome to my presentation on Love is an Action, Not a Feeling. We've all heard preachers quote the scripture when Jesus said, "Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends." So John 15:13 in the New International Version. So what does this mean? Why would Jesus relate an action to love? Why would he say, "No greater love has no one than this, that one lays down his life for his friends"? What does that mean? Well, let me tell you a story. It's June 24th, 2008. Uh, my unit and I are near a village called Kogiani in Afghanistan. The day before, we had chased some guys who'd been planting roadside bombs, and we knew the vicinity that they were in. And we went back to try to find any remaining explosives that they may have planted there. You see, this is where a group of American combat engineers had been working to build a road for the local nationals to use. So we know that they're going to go back there. Our fear is that one of these combat engineers might hit one of the roadside bombs or one of the landmines that they had planted in the road, so we went back on a bomb finding mission. Okay, picture this. There are two men with handheld mine detectors walking down the road, one on each side of the road, and they're going back and forth in a sweeping motion, trying to cover as much ground as they can. And close behind them, there's a truck following them, one of our trucks that has a signal jammer equipped on the vehicle. The signal jammer is designed to block any signals that could potentially come from a remote device to remotely detonate a bomb that's in the ground. Okay, so you got these two guys in the front with mine detectors, and you got the truck following close behind with a signal jammer. As our team progresses down the road, the men are walking. The driver front side tire runs over a plastic landmine that wasn't detected by our equipment. That landmine explodes. The driver of that truck volunteered to drive that truck. It wasn't his normal job. He was our medic. Sergeant Connolly, the driver, he died en route to the hospital in the helicopter. Sergeant Connolly had just returned from leave to where he went to see his wife and one-year-old daughter. He was scheduled to go home in just 14 days. He did go home. He went home to be with Jesus. He didn't come home here. This is the kind of love that Jesus is talking about. The kind of love that is shown in deed and in action, not just in words. Let me give you a scriptural example. This is James. If one of you says to him, "Go, I wish you well, keep warm and well fed," but does nothing about his physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. James 2:16. Faith not accompanied with action is dead. Okay, here's the problem. Too many times I hear someone say, "I don't love her anymore." This leaves a feeling of grief, of sadness. I also hear people say, "We just fell out of love." What, like one day you fell into it and the next day you fell out of it? How is that? You didn't just fall into love and fall out of love. I mean, you did things. You took your wife on dates. You told her nice things. You wrote her nice letters. Look, that's me and my wife. That was the day that I asked her to marry me. I took her to this restaurant. We fell in love. We did things. I did love for my wife. Okay, or I also hear people say things like, "We used to love each other, but now the honeymoon is over." What does that mean? How do we get to this point where we can say, "I just don't love her anymore. We used to love each other, but now the honeymoon's over. Well, we just fell out of love." I think that people, I'm not saying that people are bad or that these things don't exist. I think that we say these kinds of things because we don't really know why or how did it happen. Why did we fall out of love? Why don't we love our spouses anymore? You know, how is that possible? So we just say things. Okay, well, I say that love is something we do. Love the feeling is a result of love the action. Love the feeling is a result of love the action. When you do love, you'll feel love. When you stop doing love, you'll stop feeling love. And then that's where that comes into place when you say, we just fell out of love. You stopped doing love. That's the problem. So, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to give you an example of how this works. So, watch with me real close, and I'm going to show you how this works. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm going to do with this girl. This girl drives me crazy. Oh my gosh. 1 minute we're fine, and the next minute things are just blowing up. I don't even know what to do next. I am so done with this relationship. What am I going to do? It just seems like we don't love each other anymore. Wow, I really need to pray about this. God, I pray that you just give my wife and I direction, that you give us some help, some assistance. I don't know what's wrong with us. God, please help me. I really, okay. There you go. Now you're speaking to me. Oh, wow. Okay. I need to love my wife. Okay. I hear you. This is going to be uncomfortable. Hi, babe. It's me. Yeah, I know. Just bear with me for 1 minute. Let me just say a couple things. First of all, I just want you to know that I love you. And I know that I made a mistake, and I'm sorry. I love you. I can't imagine living my life without you. And I'm just so glad that you're still with me, and that you can put up with all of my insecurities and things like that. What? How do you mean? You were just praying, and you were going to call me and tell me the same thing? Ah, wow. We serve an awesome God, don't we? Okay. Yeah. No, I know. I love you too. Yeah, I know. It's going to be fine, and I'm glad we had this time to talk, babe. I really love you. Thank you. And okay. I'll see you when I get home. Okay. I love you too. Bye. Wow. That's amazing. I guess just a little bit of action is all that it really requires. Okay, I'm back. That was a little example of doing love. Sometimes when we think we've had enough, the answer isn't to run away or to quit. The answer is to just simply do love. So when you feel like you've had enough, do love. When you don't know what to do love. When you think that you've done all that there is to do love. Here's my conclusion. Jesus wouldn't tell us to do something that we're not capable of doing. When Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind, this is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it, love your neighbors as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments. He wasn't joking. He wasn't expecting us to feel something. He wasn't telling us to feel something. He was telling us to do love. Now, go and do love. Thanks for watching my presentation on Love is in Action.